Hello guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Monster Families. Today we have a particularly small monster family, and not the kind of family that you want to invite over for dinner, because these are big giant mosquitoes, which always makes me think of that old movie, like Mosquitoes, with the big giant mosquitoes that were like running around sucking everybody's blood out and like landing on people's cars and trying to murder everybody. I mean, they literally are that big, right? I mean, that would be crazy if you saw like a big giant mosquito like this running around trying to eat you. The text on this says the wet, humid atmosphere of the Kyrgyzstan rainforest is an environmentally perfect area for the fly and mosquito larvae. Pools of stagnant water gather after the frequent rainstorms, providing excellent spots for the adults of these species to lay their eggs. Some of the mosquitoes found here are enormous, with wingspans as large as 4 feet. Luckily, the larger species are also much more rarely encountered than their smaller cousins. Giant mosquitoes, referred to locally as suckers, are known disease carriers, and their large size makes them appropriate targets for hand or missile weapons. These insects can quickly drain the blood from a victim, causing a quick loss of stamina, making escape extremely difficult. By themselves, suckers are not usually deadly. However, if other threats lurk nearby, the suckers will drain the victim's stamina, while other creatures move in for the kill. They have a chance to drain stamina on striking. They also drain mana on striking as well, which is also kind of a poopy thing. This is a pack of them right here, and you can clearly see my mana is at 0. Um, and is not going back up. And my stamina, as you can clearly see, is getting sucked away as well, so definitely poopy all around, being that they have the ability to steal all your mana and steal all your stamina as well. Now, generally, you don't really want to fight these things because most of the areas that these monsters exist in, you just don't really like farm these zones. Like, who comes to sewers to farm? It's kind of a poopy area. So, like, when you do find these guys, you're trying to run past them, but they steal all your stamina, and then you kind of are forced to kill them. This particular pack is particularly nasty. As you can see, we've got a champion pack with a possessed in there. So it's going to have a much higher HP pool than some of the normal ones. I did notice that the new version in D2R, they attack with their bottom side, and the old version, they don't. And they do attack with their bottom side in the old version, too. They look creepy in the old version as well. They look creepy in both of them. I don't like either one of them. They don't particularly have very high hit points. In fact, their hit points are extremely low, going as low as 823 in hell difficulty, which is actually basically nothing. You could probably one-shot most of these monsters if they rolled that low. As high as 5,837, which is about a quarter of some of the highest monsters in the game, so not really particularly very strong. They don't really have very high damage, and they're really just a nuisance for the most part, being able to steal all your stamina and your mana away, which can sometimes get you killed by, as they said earlier, by allowing other monsters to catch up to you, which I've actually had happen to me before. Like, a pack of them show up, steal all my stamina, and then all of a sudden I'm surrounded by, like, Thunder Hulks or, like, whatever, like these guys, these Thorned Hulks. Like, I get surrounded by those guys relatively quickly because I can't run away. And it's not necessarily that these guys kill me, but I definitely couldn't outrun anything when I didn't have any stamina left. They don't really have very much resistances. So they don't have a lot of HP, and they don't really have a lot of resistances. They have no physical mitigation at all. They have no magical mitigation. They have no fire mitigation. They have no cold mitigation. They have very limited lightning mitigation in hell difficulty, only 33%, and they're mainly just immune to poison. So for the most part, when it comes to these monsters, it's really just a matter of a grievous annoyance. Their entire purpose in life seems to be nothing other than annoying the crap out of you by stealing all your stamina and stealing all your mana, and then making you cry because you can't get anywhere because you ran out of stamina and you ran out of mana. They're fast, and they also fly, which is another big issue. So when you're in these areas that have all these like places that you can't cross over, or at least most people can't cross over, the bugs can. And they can chase you basically wherever you go. So as you can clearly see, like, even if I cross over any of the things, because they all fly and because they're extremely fast, they don't really have much problem keeping up with me, even as a barbarian who's leaping across the platforms, which means they're going to be able to steal your stamina relatively quickly if you're not careful. And they stack up super duper quick. So honestly, since they're not really that difficult to kill, much easier is just turn around and just wallop them. If you run from them, in my opinion, like most of the time, it just makes matters worse, unless you're teleporting and you can get ahead of them quickly enough. But if they're catching up with you, it's better just to kill them and just suffer the loss of stamina for a couple seconds, then run from them and them constantly catch up to you. I just used a stamina potion just to see. I kind of wanted to see if the stamina potion could prevent them from stealing the stamina, which I'm assuming that it does. And of course, at least it looks like you could just prevent the stamina loss by having a... Oh no, they actually are stealing the stamina through the potion. That's quite interesting. But then it was instantly regenerating after they stole the stamina. I actually held the mouse over it and saw he was totally stealing the stamina through the potion. That was rather interesting. I wonder if you had like a potion on and you were surrounded by them, could they potentially just steal all your stamina down to 0? There's really not much more to talk about with these guys. They're annoying. They poison you. They do have poison. They also steal your mana. They steal your stamina, and they're super easy to kill. So it shouldn't really be that big of a deal for any character to kill these guys. And that's honestly what I recommend, is that in any situation where you're fighting these guys and they're annoying, just kill them, because it's the easiest way to deal with them. They have no resistances really whatsoever. They have no physical mitigation. They don't have very much HP. Just turn around, mollywop them in the face, and move on. As always, I do appreciate you guys and gals joining. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe button if you enjoy the content, because this is my full-time job. And as always, keep watching.